Let's now have an overview on the key ITTOs involved in planning processes. So as we said that the planning process group is heavily dependent on the ITTOs as they form the backbone for the structured project planning. Inputs like the OPAs, EEFs provide a context and guidance. Tools like expert judgment, data analysis, data gathering, facilitation, and meeting techniques ensure an efficient planning. The outputs, such as the plans with their subsidiary plans, including in the project management plan and the other baseline, establishes the foundation for project execution and monitoring. In this session, we'll dive into each of aspect. We'll cover each of these ITTOs aspects and planning processes with their significance in driving the project success. To start with the inputs, the inputs here, like OPAs and EFFs, are critical for planning. OPAs include internal resources such as the templates, policies, historical data that guides, let's say, the planning efforts. EFFs, on the other hand, are external and internal factors such as the market conditions or the organizational culture and regulatory requirements that influence how the plans are developed. Organizing and leveraging these inputs ensure the planning processes is tailored and effective. Also, you might have seen the project charter as one of the key inputs and the outputs from the other processes when we have completed the initiating process group. So think as these are the key inputs that is involved on developing the project management plan, which contains the 14 subsidiary plan, the four B baselines, and the other plans also, and the WBS. And these are the key tools and techniques, and here are the output, which is the project management plan. Let's now have more in-depth understanding or for the other tools and techniques that is involved in planning process. So the tools and techniques used in planning processes are diverse and adaptable. Expert judgment ensures that decisions are informed by industry experience and specialized knowledge. Also, facilitation techniques such as brainstorming is used also as a data gathering when doing a brainstorming or meetings. Also, workshop fosters the collaboration and alignment among the stakeholders. When it comes to data analysis, it provides a structured approach to evaluate the risks, identify opportunities, and exploring alternatives, ensuring plans are comprehensive and robust. So, the key outputs of the planning process here, you can think outputs from the planning process group include detailed plans that we are gonna discover in the next session or in the next slide. So include the detailed plans that guides the project execution, monitoring, and control. Also, the outputs, one of the or three outputs that is going to be produced by the project management plan. It's the baselines for the scope, schedule, and cost, which are established as a benchmark for performance measurement. As the project evolve, updates to plans and documents are made to reflect approved changes and maintain the alignment with the project objective. These outputs ensure the project remains on track and adaptable to change. So as we've discussed here, the key outputs here, it involves four baselines, as we said, the scope baseline, the schedule baseline, the cost baseline, and the performance measurement. Also, it contains the four subsidiary plans, as we have shown before, including the scope management, the requirement management plan, the schedule management, the cost, the quality, the resources, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder, also the change management plan, where you set all of these changes and you set framework to apply these changes. Also, the configuration management plan. Here are the key, let's say, baselines that your project management plans have to add or to provide. Also, the project lifecycle description and development approach. So you need to ensure that all of these plans are approved by either the project or approved by the project manager and sponsor and the functional manager, or let's say the program manager in your organization and your senior management in case it's required. And all of these plans, you can consider them that they provide you a full comprehensive guidance on the project execution. And where you also have to consider having, let's say, a formal acceptance or a written acceptance by all of these management levels to ensure that all of these plans are well documented and approved before you proceed with the execution phase. And as we say that here is the change management plan, which you need to consider that only changes or approved changes when you apply for a change request, that it's approved by, let's say, the change control board before applying any of these changes. Because any change in the change management plan, it can impact all of these plans at the same time, which you have to consider. Let's take the ITTOs in action in a real world example. So consider a software development project. Inputs like, let's say, the historical project data and OPAs, the current market trends, or the EEFs guiding planning expert judgment is used to estimate the resources while brainstorming as a tool. While brainstorming session help to identify any potential risks, and the outputs will include a comprehensive development plan, risk management plan, how to mitigate these identify risks that you have done when doing the brainstorming sessions. And also, you may establish a cost baseline to monitor your financial performance. The key benefits of using and utilizing the ITTOs in planning. Using the ITTOs in planning process ensure a structured approach, promoting the consistency and alignment across all of the planning activities. By leveraging tools like data analysis and expert judgment, the project teams can enhance the accuracy of resource and estimate and the cost estimate, for example. Facilitation techniques also improve the collaboration, ensuring the stakeholders' needs are addressed and buy-in is achieved. What are the common challenges when applying these ITTOs? So the common challenge here in applying the ITTOs on this planning phase include overlooking the critical inputs like the EFFs or the OPAs, which can lead to an incomplete or misaligned plans. Additionally, misuse of any of these tools or over reliance on single technique, such as only using the expert judgment without data analysis, can result in biased and inaccurate planning. Delays in also updating the output often stem from poor communication and can hinder your project adaptability. Let's have a practical application exercise here. And this exercise, let's say that challenges participant to identify and map the ITTOs for a hypothetical project. By actively engaging with these concepts, participants gain a deeper understanding of how to apply ITTOs effectively, a skill that is critical for both of the project success and your PMP exam. What are the common mistakes to avoid when developing the project management or when utilizing the ITTO? So avoid treating planning as a static process. Think it's an iterative, let's say, process. It's not a static process, and the ITTOs must be revisited and updated as the project progresses. Documenting assumptions is crucial for the transparency and validation. Lastly, overlooking the stakeholders' input during tool selection can result in plans that fail to address the stakeholder needs or priorities. To summarize our session about the key ITTOs involved and the key outputs involved in the planning, or developing the project management plan. So, in summary, we say that the ITTOs are very important for structured and effective planning. By understanding and applying the inputs, tools, and outputs of the planning processes, the project managers can create a comprehensive and adaptive plans. This not only ensures the alignment, but also prepares you for the success in your PMP exam by mastering the ITTO's based questions.